Okay, so distant learners, the big thing is if you can't get your textbook going today, I definitely want you to connect with me and I will help you in a breakout room and we will work through that because you're going to need it for a couple things today. So I'm just going to log in. Hang on. So the first couple things I want to just make sure is that you have activity 1 complete. So this first word here should be tangible. The part of speech is an adjective, and the definition is capable of being touched, having form, and substance. Okay. If you cannot access the textbook, these are the 12 words in order. I'm just going to read through them just so you know the pronunciations of each because the online textbook does pronounce them for you. Quarry, which is a noun, the object of a hunter-prey. Disarming is an adjective, meaning like to remove suspicion, to give confidence. Cultivated, refined. Amenity is a noun, something that adds to one's comfort or convenience, so an amenity. Condone is a verb, to forgive. Droll is an adjective, meaning odd or comical. Scruple, in this case it's a noun, that feeling of uneasiness. Solicitously is an adverb, and it means in a manner of expressing care or concern. So solicitous is an adjective, but solicitously is how you do something in a caring concern. Imperative, absolutely necessary. Zealous is an adjective meaning enthusiastic. Uncanny is an adjective meaning supernatural. Today we're going to play that Quizlet Live. This is where I'm getting that link. If you want to study the words, please do so. Actually, I want you to study them on matching, flashcard, test. And so let me show you the 4 different modes on that, just to make sure, because I'll show the kids in class. So over here is the matching. So if you click on that, it'll take you to the matching and it'll start a game. I'm going to go back because I don't want to do that. So matching is for when you feel like you know them really, really well. Flashcards is simply just where you have the flashcards, and then how to work it yourself. So I need to scroll down. Sorry, so once you hit flashcards, you hit play. And then you can click on, it'll flip them for you. I'm just hitting these. So then you can flip it here, you can flip it there, go to the next term. You can flip it, go to the next term. That's flashcards. Learn is interesting because learn, it's giving you multiple choice. So it's kind of like the test mode, but a little bit different. So it makes you really think, do I know the 4 words when they're, like, especially I think, what are the 2 that people sometimes mix up? Droll and I'm trying to think what the other word is. There's a couple adverbs and adjectives that people sometimes overlap.
ADV, in a manner expressing care or concern.
So that was activity 2. Activity 3 with the most dangerous game, it's going to give you some visual images here. And this is where I want to make sure that you are comfortable with the words. And they should be popping into your head because you do not have a word bank here. So when you look at a set of pictures, you're going to think, okay, I'm looking at these pictures. I see that these are the royal couple. That's Prince William. I forget his wife. These are people in an art museum. And we got some really fancy people here wearing a stole. Which word meant kind of sophisticated, fancy, that sort of thing. And when you come up with the word, that would be the answer to number 1. Okay. Cultivated, by the way, is the answer. So then on this particular answer sheet, you're going to use each word once, and then you'll have all 12 words in this bank. So that's activity 3. Activity 4 is probably the toughest one, and this is working with typing as well. So this is vocabulary and context. When you click on this link, it's going to have sentences that have fill in the blank, and you do have a word bank over here. So you're going to read the sentence, and now Zaroff is a character in our story, and you have not met him yet. And a lot of these have to do with hunting because our story is about hunting. But you're going to put the correct word into the correct sentence. And pay attention to like number 4. See how it says a or an? That tells you that this word could either begin with a consonant or a vowel. Vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. Consonants are anything that are not A, E, I, O, and U. So that is the vocabulary and context. Then after you complete each sentence, read it out loud to yourself just so it sounds. Just sometimes you'll catch things where I'm like, that doesn't work. That the definition sort of just seems like it fits, but how the sentence is written, that's not the correct word for that sentence. Okay, and then you're going to think we're done, but we're not. So once you finish activity 4 on the vocab, you may submit that to Schoology. And I just want to show you that that's called the Most Dangerous Game vocab activities. So you'll just submit your document to that assignment. But there are 2 more things we're going to be doing today. I just need to move my screen. My desktop is a hot mess. You're going to log into the textbook, and I just hit Clever here. And then I'm logging in with my Google account. And if yours is not working, it could be that you're using Safari. So when you're Clever, if you log into Clever and it's not on Chrome and it's on Safari, and I forget how it looks different, but it'll look slightly different, then that's the issue. We got to log you in through Google Chrome. The textbook again is as Holt McDougall. And we're going to go to our story. And I like to use these tabs up here. So it's in the first one, narrative structure. I click that. Over here, I'm going to Most Dangerous Game, and then I have to hit the Go button. And then 58 is just the first page where the key things. Now notice I have my puzzle piece again. Every time it's going to ask me this, but it should go quick because I'm just going to hit Allow. And then I have to repeat those steps. And I know it's a pain, but the first time you do it each day, it should hold it for you. They're working on what's causing that glitch. It's minor, I think. So now I'm back on Most Dangerous Game. The interactive vocabulary game, I do want you to try this. So when you click on it, I'm just turning my music off there. Okay. Doesn't matter which surfer you pick. It's just going to give you a definition here, and then you're going to type in a response. And my computer is locked. So I'm going to go you, and I happen to know it's uncanny. Play it once. That's all I care about. Just do it once just so you can practice that online. The other thing I want you to do online is the level up. So it's in the same spot underneath that interactive vocab. And this one's called Leveling Up on Conflict. Now when you click on this,
in this tutorial you will learn to identify conflict in writing.
You can turn off the audio so it doesn't read out loud to you. I'm just going to click down here and crank it down to the... There's a way to mute it as well, but I just turn the volume up or down. So you don't have to have it read out loud to you. These are the slides, so you're just going to work through, and each slide is going to ask you to read, and then sometimes it'll ask you a question and have you click on things. But so when it says, when you think of the word conflict, many people think of fight, etc. So you just read through the information. There's nothing to do with this particular slide. On this one, it's going to sort of ask you questions. So you can read the question and then, you want to go ahead and if you click on different things, it should give you some information. So this is showing you a conflict, person versus person. This one is showing you an example of group versus society. So it really just kind of refreshes things. And if you click on everything, if you work through it slowly, it's a very good refresher. Now there are 16 slides, so it'll probably take you about 5 minutes or so, 5 to 10. And then when you finish that, there is a, make my screen go higher here. So when you finish the tutorial, then I want you to click on the Practice tab, and the practice will ask you 5 questions. And again, I'm not concerned about, I'm concerned about learning. If you get a mistake, don't feel like you have to keep retaking it to get a perfect. I just want you to learn from your mistakes. So just to recap. We're going to begin with Quizlet. You're going to finish those 2 activities for the story, what's called online activities, vocab activities. Upload those. Do that online vocab game, play it once, and then work on that conflict activity. And if the conflict one, if you run out of class time for that, feel free to hold off on that. We can, if that has to go into Wednesday, that is fine. So if the conflict activity, if you don't have time to get to that today, if your next class is starting, don't consider it homework. That can definitely wait until tomorrow.